Hi everyone, my name's Chris. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my review of the Hoka Speedgoat 5s and kind of what I use them for, what I think of them. I put about 150 miles or so in these trail runners, and I'll kind of just be breaking them down and giving you my feedback on them. So, like I was saying, I've been using them for about 150 miles now in a variety of things. I'm trying to train for an ultra marathon right now. So a lot of the stuff that I've been using them for is trail running. I live in Northwest Pennsylvania, so the conditions change very often. Some days it's pretty nice and you're out there on dry terrain. Other days it's really like sloshy and muddy. So as of lately, it's been pretty muddy out, and that's what I've been using them on the most. I'm from California, and I have taken these out to California and hiked a lot in the Sierra Nevadas and Lake Tahoe, and they handle the terrain there perfectly fine. So the sizing for these shoes, I wear a size 10.5, and they fit very true to size. I wear a size 10.5 in most of my shoes, and in the Hokas, I wear a 10.5 as well. I didn't get a wide model or anything. I know that they do make them. I got just the normal width, and they fit perfect. They have a good toe box to them. I don't feel like my toes are smashed or anything while I'm in there. They also have a pretty high midsole, so it allows for more cushioning. And it's honestly, I think it's good for taking them out there for long runs. I feel like they absorb a lot of impact, and they make the trails very cushioned, I guess. So the traction and the grip on these, I feel like, is superior to a lot of trail runners. I think that the Vibram bottoms are amazing. They have about 4mm lugs on the bottom, which allow them to handle pretty much any condition. They're good in the snow. They're great in the mud. They do very well in like the loose soil and dirt. All around, I think they're just a super grippy shoe, and they haven't worn down on me much for the 150 miles or so that I've put on them. They feel just the same as they were when I took them out of the box. And the breathability, I feel that these shoes, they incorporated a mesh fabric to the top of them. It makes them super breathable, and I feel like this is a very key component when you're first looking for trail runners or for shoes that you're wanting to use outdoors, because I mean, you're going to be getting them wet. You're going to have to cross streams a lot of the times, or creeks, or just getting them submerged in mud, and the ability for them to dry off fast is very important when you're out there for multiple days, and these shoes do an amazing job of that. I also feel that they're super lightweight. I know that the new model, the Speedgoat 5s, incorporated this mesh upper to decrease some of that weight, and I think they're amazing. So the durability, I feel like oftentimes when you look at shoes, when you put an emphasis on making lightweight shoes that are breathable, a lot of the times the durability of the shoes kind of is put on the back burner, and it causes them to tear prematurely or break down pretty rapidly. And I've had these shoes for about 4 months now, about 150 miles or so on them, and they honestly feel the exact same as when I first bought them. I've scraped them on a ton of rocks, roots, just about any type of surface that you can encounter when you're outdoors, and there's really no wear and tear on them at all. They've held up phenomenally. So now leading into it, I think let's go over the support and the stability of these shoes. So personally, I feel like I'm very prone to rolling my ankles, and I feel like I have pretty poor ankle support a lot of the times. So when I was first looking at trail runners, I was kind of nervous of the fact, because I typically have mid boots, I guess, where you have a little more stability and ankle support. But that being said, once I threw these on and I took them out for the first couple hikes and runs that I've gone on, they were surprisingly phenomenal. My ankles did not roll. My ankles felt very secure in these shoes. The cushioning was great. And I feel like a lot of the times with such a high stack where the midsole is a little bigger than most traditional shoes, it feels like you're kind of walking on stilts a lot of the times, which could like cause a tendency for you to roll your ankles, but that's not the case with these shoes. These shoes are amazing. And yeah, so if you have poor ankles like I do, I wouldn't worry about compromising your ankle stability or support when purchasing these shoes, because that's just not the case. And lastly, I'm going to go over the price. So these are the base models. So these are the Hoka Speedgoat 5 lows, which are about $150, $155. I know that they make other models. They make them in Gore-Tex, which is like the waterproof membrane to make them more waterproof. But that, like I was kind of saying about the breathability, I'd rather have the breathability and the rapid ability to dry than the Gore-Tex membrane, because truthfully, even if it's Gore-Tex, your shoes are going to get wet, and it's just going to make it harder for them to dry. But those, I think, run a little more expensive. And then they also do make the Hoka Speedgoat 5 mids, which do give you some more ankle support, and those are about $180, as well as the spiked version of these shoes for additional traction. But I think that the $150 that you invest in a pair of good trail runners is definitely worth it. I feel that these shoes have not let me down at all. I'll continue to wear them until the traction wears out, until they're shot, and then I'm honestly gonna buy another pair, because they're just the best all around trail runner that I've tried so far, and they're definitely worth the investment. So that's kind of my review on these shoes. Like I said, I'm using them right now to train for an ultra marathon. So I'm getting in longer runs, maybe about 10 miles. And then I guess that's long for me right now, because I'm just getting into running and getting into progressing into ultra marathons. So that's about the extent that I've gone with these. But on longer hikes, doing about 30 mile hikes, they hold up amazing, and I don't have any foot fatigue or any hot spots or anything with these. So yeah, that's kind of my review. I think that they're great. I would definitely recommend them. Yeah, thanks.